Hi children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine, right? Okay, we are the last year of class 5 and what is our subject? Yes, science. Okay, what we have learned in the previous class, we have discussed something about animals and how the animals will look about the surroundings with the help of sense organs. So we have learned about previous class sense organs of super sense organs of animals like a cat, a dog, rat, most of the tiger, crocodile, every animal is having some super sense, right? Today we are going to know about adaptations, habitat and adaptations. Habitat and adaptations. Okay. Okay, we will see. What is meant by habitat? Means the way, the food item or the movement of the animal is called as the habit as well as adaptations. Means according to the condition. In the summer season, we will wear the cotton dresses, right? The same way, animals are also having some of the adaptations. Means in the morning, some animals will move in the morning time, some animals will move in the night time. Some animals will eat the food in the night time. We have seen in the last class also, right? Nocturnal animals. Because here, according to the habitat and adaptations, we have divided animals into almost 4 categories. Now we will see what is meant by the habitat definition. I am going to show you on the screen. Right. Look at the picture and understand what we are going to know. Yes, habitat, habits, you can see. A place of an animal. Okay. A place of an animal which provides it with a favorable conditions. What is called the favorable condition? Suppose in the some animals will move to eat the food in the morning. Means most of the animals. But some animals like a owl and some of the other birds will eat them only in the night. That means whenever the condition, means suppose if we are very hungry, we will eat the food. The same way, whatever the conditions are for animals, which are very favorable, means they can eat the food, they can move from one place to another place in a very pleasant manner. That is called the favorable condition. Next, enough food. What is the main thing? To get the food only, animals will need habits as well as adaptations. To get the enough food means sufficient amount of the food. Each and every animal will interdepend on each other. Suppose some animals will eat only the grasses, some animals will eat only the flesh. Means flesh eating animals will depend on herbivorous animals, right? Omnivorous animals will depend both on plants as well as animals. So interdependence of the food is will be there. Enough food. Where the heavy number of animals, suppose only carnivorous animals are there, no herbivorous animals, so they cannot live. Means where such type of conditions, we can see. Means availability of the food and what time of the food they can get. That we can see. Next, shelter and protection. You can see. Third one is the shelter. Animals, most of the animals will need the shelter, either in the form of the forest or mountains or deserts, everywhere. Some of the animals will live in polar region. Some animals will live in forest. According to the climatic conditions, they may build the shelter as well as the protection. Most of the animals need the protection. From every animal is having the threat or every animal is danger, because every animal is having some other animal which is called as an enemy, or you can say the predators. So to escape from the enemies or the predators, animal need to protect themselves. These all conditions is called as the habitat. Next we will move to the next picture. Yes. Habitats, where we can see. Habitats can be seen in the forest areas, deserts, polar regions, mountains, fresh water, and as well as in ocean. Forest areas, you can see all types of animals. Desert area, especially camel, you can see. Polar regions, especially polar bear. Mountains also, you can see polar regions and the mountains will be similar. Fresh water and the ocean means adaptations of water animals will be there in the oceans as well as fresh water. Next, we will see about the in the forest. What type of habitats will be there in the forest? Characterized by the trees, grasses, and fertile soil. Forests are composed of the following three. What are those? Yes, grasses and as well as fertile soil trees. Because of these conditions, only forest will be in the good amount to protect the all animals. Next, land under trees receives a limited sunlight. So then they need no need to build any shelter. They are always getting the land under trees. Most of the trees will be having the trees will give shade, so that no need to construct the houses for the animals. As well as receives limited sunlight. Means how we are in the home, we need certain climatic conditions, right? We need the fan, we need air, we need water. The same way animals will get enough sunlight and receives amount of food and under the trees. Forest provides a shelter to a large variety of animals. Forest is nothing but only movement of the animals as well as plants. So that every forest will provide shelter for all kinds of animals. Either herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, any type of animal will get shelter with the help of forest. Next, birds and animals wild animals will live in the forest. Maximum all types. Nowadays the forests are getting decreased, so we can see wild animals are coming inside our houses. But in the previous days we are having about 33% of forest all around the India. So that because of that the percentage of forest, every birds and wild animals like tiger, lion, cheetah, every animal will depend on other animal in the forest itself. But nowadays, because of decrease of the forest, most of the animals are existing or coming into our locality. Now we will move into the next picture. That is yes, we will see what they have given in the textbook. Habit and habitations. Habitat and adaptations. We will see. Animal habits. Animals live everywhere on the earth. Most of the animals will live everywhere on earth. They live in mountains. Where they are going to live? Yes, we have seen adaptations. According to the adaptations, we will find. Yes, on mountains, oceans. Yes, they are going to live in the mountains, oceans, plains, and deserts also. Yes. Why? Because we have divided the animals into categories. Some animals will live only in the mountains. Some animals will live only in the oceans, plains, and the deserts and grasslands also. What is meant by grasslands? Can you tell me? Yes. Grasslands where the place of animals will eat only the grass. Means herbivorous animals mostly we can see in grassland areas. And the polar region. What is the next one? That is the polar region. Polar region. These are the 6 types of adaptations will be seen by animals. The natural environment in which an animal lives is called habitat. Before that also we have seen what is the climatic condition, what is the environment. According to that, it will going to adapt. That is called. The natural environment in which an animal lives is called habitat. Okay. Forest, grasslands, and deserts are some of the examples of land habitats. What we are telling? Land habitats. What is meant by land habitat? Yes, means animals which live in the land are called as a land habitat. Why we are telling that type of habitat? Because animals which live in the grasses, deserts, already they have given examples also. Forest areas, grasslands and deserts. Some examples of the land habitat. In the place of the land, means they are interlinked with the land, so those are called as the land habitats. Lakes, rivers, seas and oceans are examples for water or aquatic adaptations, or you can say aquatic habitats. Because of this, here the water animals like fish, other water animals will live in water habitat. Okay, next one. Land means they are going to get the food from forest, as well as they are getting food from the grass or the plants. Okay, those are called as a land habitat. If the animals which live in the water like river, ocean, lake, pond, those are called as water habitat and aqueous habitat. Okay, we will see the next example. A habitat provides animals with the food, water, shelter, protection from the predators. Before slide also I have told you about the what we call predators and next enemies and what type of food they are going to eat and what type of conditions will be there adapt. Next, a place to raise their young ones. Most of what is the main reason? To improve their number, most of the animals will need to raise the young ones. Okay, animals have certain features that help them to survive in their habitat. Such features are called as adaptations. Animals have certain features them to survive. Means already I told you. Some animals will live in the deserts. Means camel is the example because it is having one type of camel. What is that? It will live for 1 month or 2 months without water. What about the polar bear? Polar bear will live only in the what we call polar regions. It will get the fur in that place only and it is having the fur. That type of situations are called as the adaptation. Means where the place they are going to adapt, where they are going to get the food. That is called as the adaptations. Now we are going to see one more slide about the desert areas. Okay, we will see what is the adaptation and the habitat, what type of conditions we have seen now. First one is the habitat. Second one, write the name and the feature of the habitat. Write the features animals that live there. Means what is the condition and how they are going to survive, we are going to see now. What is the first one here you can see? Yes, that is the first picture is the camel or you can say the desert areas. Sand, dry weather, hot in the day, cold at the night, scarcity of the water. These are the features of the desert. You can see the sand. Everywhere the sand is there. Only in the place of the desert we can get the sand. No other places we can't get the sand except in the low-lying areas of the river you can see. Okay, sand, dry weather. Nowadays we can see when we feel the dry weather in the summer season, but in the desert every time it will be in the dry weather. Hot in the daytime, almost very hot, almost it will be 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. We can't bear that much of heat. And next, cold at night. How hot the weather is in the morning, it is quite opposite in the night times. Means very cold and very chill in the night time. We can't bear that much coldness at the night time. And next, scarcity of the water. Without water, no animal or no human being going to live. So that scarcity of water will be there in the desert areas. But these all the adaptations will be adjusted by the one animal, that is the camel. Next we will see that write the features of the animal that have to live there. In future, what are the features? Means what type of condition it is having, we will see. Camels, reptiles, some birds and goats, they need less water. What are the animals they need less water? Yes, examples are the camels, reptiles. Means some of the reptiles which live only in the forest, those are needing less water. Some birds and goats, they need less water. So they can live in forest, they can live in desert area. Next one you can see, that is the water where the train is going to stand. Means it is a lake, a river, you can take any type of adjustment. Yes, animals live in water bodies. Some of the animals will live in water. Example, ducks, frogs, fish live there. Here means mostly the duck and the frog are, you can say, amphibians, because ducks will live on land as well as in water. Frog can live in water as well as on land also. Fish, but only the fish is the water aquatic animal, you can say, because fish cannot live on earth or on land. So that fish will die. These are the three examples. Ducks, frogs, fish live here. where in the water bodies. They breathe to the gills or the skin. Animals which breathe with the skin are frog. Only the frog will breathe with the help of skin. Ducks and the fish will breathe with the help of gills. Right. Next one is the polar bear. Extreme cold climate with the snow. Where do polar bears will going to live? In the polar region. What is the condition there? Extreme cold climate with snow. Everywhere in the polar region we can we can see snow, only ice and the snow. At that place, which animal is going to adapt? Yes, polar bears, which is having the very big body, as well as it is going to sleep for only in the icy areas with long and the amount of the big fur for the body. You can see in the picture also. Polar bears, seals and vultures have a thick fur fat protected from them. Why they are having the fat on the body? Because of the fat. Fat is nothing but the energy, or you can say nothing but the protection of the body. If the fat person is having, if you observe in our daily life also, for the thin person there will not be any sweat most of the time. For the fat person we can see the sweat. Why? Because energy interchange means protection. It needs a heavy number of calories, fat, so that animals will also adapt the fats for the body and get enriched or get adapted for the polar region to live long time. You can observe for the fat person it will enough only if he is eating only for 1 meal a day, it will be sufficient because already energy giving food fat is inside the body. So most of the polar bears are going to adapt for the fat layers, which will be very hard and keeps the body warm. We can see polar bears, seals and walrus, they have a thick fur as well as the fat to protect them. Fur and the fat are the two important adaptations for the polar bear. Next one we will see forest. Trees, shrubs, bushes, grasses and different weather conditions. These are the land adaptations we can see. Trees, shrubs, bushes, grasses and the different weather conditions are there in the forest regions. What are the examples? Like lions, monkeys, birds, deer, snakes and many more animals will live here. Yes, these are the animals. Most of the animals will live in forest. So you can write any example under this one. Next, we will see the next one. What is the next question they have? Yes, they have given one question. What is that? What would happen if the desert camel exchanged its habitat with a polar bear? This is the higher order thinking question. Once we will listen it. It will be difficult for them to survive. What is the difficult thing to survive? Camel can live without water from many days, but the polar bear cannot live without water for 1 day also. That is a difficult adaptation. Next, a camel will find it difficult to keep its body warm, and a polar bear will find it difficult to live without water and walk on the sand. Here, the difference between polar bear and the camel we are asking. What is the difference? Main thing we can see. Yes, sir. Camel is having one thing. Camel is having hump on the body as well as it having some adaptations inside the body, means which are, you can say, which are very useful for the camel itself only. No other animal have such adaptations. Means it is having the long legs as well as it is having the protected layer in the form of the hump, which stores food in its hump. Camel stores its food in hump as well as camel stores water in its stomach for long years. But what about the polar bear? Polar bear is having the fat and the fur. It cannot move, it cannot live in the desert because it does not have long legs as well as it cannot walk in the desert areas. But polar bear can walk in polar regions or on the snow because those are only the conditions which are suitable for the polar bear. Camel also, if you think about the camel cannot live in the polar region. Why? Because camel cannot adjust its body to the cold conditions. Polar bear cannot adjust to the desert condition. That is the main difference between animals. Means how the animals are going to adjust in one place. Some animals will adjust their body to the land habitat. Some animals will adjust to the water habitat. Means aquatic animals. Fishes and the seals will live only in the water because that is the main food or that is the main place where they have to assume themselves. We will see the next one. Yes. Desert areas, sand, dry weather, that in the dry, cold at the night scarcity of the water. You have already seen that one very clearly. Once again, we will see what are the habitats: forest, deserts, polar regions, mountains, fresh water, and oceans. These are the different types of places where animals need to adapt themselves. In the forest, you can say the example like lion, deer, cheetah, all types of examples, both herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous animals. Especially when compared to the deserts, desert only, especially some of the animals like the camels as well as some of the reptiles. Polar region, especially penguins, you can say, as well as what we call polar bears. Mountain regions are also same. These are the different types of adaptations. These are the different types of adaptations we have seen now in the form of the pictures. Come back to the board ones. What is our topic first of all? Habitat and the adaptations. We have learned about what is meant by habitat. Means what is the condition, what type of environment, where the food is getting, and all these things according to that animal is adapt or habituated and adapt to the climatic condition. Some animals will live in water, some animals will live on land, some animals will live especially in the deserts like that. Those conditions are called as the adaptations. The food habits are called as the habitat. What are the regions? Mountains, oceans, plains, desert, grasslands as well as polar region. Here we have divided mainly into two categories. Habitats will be divided into two categories. One is the land, other one is the water or aquatic. Most of the animals will be seen under land habitat. Means what are the regions? Mountains will be on the land, plains will be on land, next desert will be on land, grasslands. These are the three things we can say which are on the land habitat. Next, polar regions, you can say polar region, oceans. These are the two categories which are belong to the aquatic habitat. In this way, we have separated the animals and we have learned about two conditions, land habitat conditions as well as aquatic habitat conditions. By this, we have completed our topic about habitat and adaptations. Okay, children, try to complete the worksheet which I am going to send you about habitat and adaptations and send it by WhatsApp. Okay, children, bye. We will meet in the next class.